So he see the man sleeping. Now, I don't listen to music, so I'm mean mugging because I'm about to get it stopped. I'm get off at a different train station to catch a bus at easy, access to get to my house, whatever. But around this certain area, if you don't know the area pretty well, you have to really watch your surroundings. So I literally watched this kid look at this dude that was asleep, look at his phone, snatch the phone, ran off the train. The dude woke up quickly, looked at the sand, ran after the kid. I didn't see what happened after that. It was at that moment I was like, okay, I can keep my phone on me and everything else. And I think I was rocking the iPhone 6 or 6S, one of the two at the time being. So I had them phones with me for a cool time. Still do. Both of them are paid off, whatever. And I thought to myself, I said, okay, I've seen that before. They really think, I thought to myself, it's messed up what happened to the dude. And I was like, I wish that on nobody. The crazy thing is, you never know what something like that may happen to you. So what happened to me, I thought I had, like my piece on me because I was going to really mess with a boy that snatched the phone up. But I thought to myself, it's not worth it. And the Holy Spirit told me it was not worth it. It's like, dude, you got to think of your family. And this happened this year when I got the iPhone 7 took. But that following week, I was looking at everybody, how they so consumed to their phones, how everybody's head was just down looking at their phones, at different content, playing games and social media, this and movies, and just not pay attention to their surroundings. Mind you, I work over at the airport. Listen to the rest of my podcast. You understand what airport I'm working at. So I get on the shuttle sometimes, tours where I need to get to. And everybody's doing the same thing. They work at different terminals. And I see folks with their phones out. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think last time I was on the bus, I think I counted at least like about damn near 7 to 12 to 14 to almost like half the bus. Everybody had their phone out. Even folks that was flying. Well, folks that was flying out, they had their phone out so they can actually look at their app for like American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, or whatever, United, to make sure that they got their flight schedule set in order. I've done that before with my previous iPhones, even with my Apple Watches. Make sure that my flight schedule is on time and things of that nature. And it's a trip. Even when you're flying and you get a ping from your watch and then it says that your flight gate has been changed to a different gate. That right there I thought was crazy what happened on my Apple Watch while I was flying out to Vegas to go visit a friend, whatever. And also be in a different state for the first time. But other than that, I see folks every morning like really look at their phones, and I start to notice I'm starting to like almost fall back into doing that, to where I have to keep my phone in my pocket, or as I'm doing right now, lock it up in my backpack. And another backpack that I have inside of my clear backpack, because we working at the airport, and especially you going through TSA, whatever, or wherever you job at, you have to have a clear backpack that shows your items. I have a little Nike stream bag inside of that backpack that has my other items in there. So I have a backpack inside of a backpack. Reason being because I don't work overnights where, you could bring your regular bag, but at the same time, so it to be clear. So your supervisors, managers, and even TSA and even the airport police can actually see what's inside of your bag and make sure you're not carrying any concealed weapons or things of that nature. It's protocol. And shout out to the company to which I have the clear backpacks off from Amazon, because to this day the bottom right hand part has not ripped, which is a blessing, because the crappy bags I got from my main job ran through about 10 or 12 of those where the bottom right hand part always breaks open because it's a cheap ass plastic. But you guys might be wondering, how does this pertain to the technology and things? This how it pertains to it. We are so consumed with these idols. These idols. IDOLS. Like I was telling my brothers in the OD Familiar Clan crew a couple of hours ago. Actually an hour ago. Actually, let's take it back about 30-something minutes ago, before I had got inspired to do this podcast. I was telling them that we as human beings, we are so desensitized now to social media and things of that nature that we don't even have the feeling of really feeling emotions on certain topics anymore, because we're so desensitized to really seeing it on social media, on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, whatever website you go to, whatever. We're so desensitized to what's happening around the world, to the point where we cannot give no full human emotion like we used to do back in the day before social media was even a thing to be thought of, you know. But at the same time, we also let our phones be our idols. And what I mean by idols, I mean from a spiritual point of view, to where you look at the Bible, but you look at different generations. Everybody had a different idol. You look at the Israelites way back in the day with this worshiping and golden calf. They had to worship something that they can see. Our cell phones is that new age idol. Why? Because it holds all the so-called answers to life right in the palm of your hand. Now, here's the trippy part about it. And this is what I told my bros. I said, this is the elite. This is the, as folks will call, Illuminati Masonry type thinking and things of that nature. This is what we'll call the 1%ers, and how, well, some of them can't really think properly anyways. But this is what the elite type of thinking really is. But like I told them, I said, they just human as everybody else. They think they have all the answers, but they don't. This is what the answers with technology. And I broke it down like this. I said technology is just a new idol. Reason why it's a new idol is because you really got to take a look at the basis of it from a spiritual point of view. And this is the basis you got to take a look at it. The basis you got to take a look at it is, how does technology properly work? Now, scientists will say, it'll be different type of neutrons, electrons, and protons, and different type of atoms that came together, and somehow the nucleus of a battery and the cell technology of it will somehow power up a device that came from different components, different elements. If you remember the periodic table of metal, palladium, uranium, cranium, all of that good stuff, whatever. If you remember all the elements, and you think to yourself, like, well, aluminum and metal and things of that nature, you hear what Apple, we use an anodized aluminum to do the casing of the cell phone, and then we add the components into the phone, and then you get the iPhone, you get the Samsung. But the question is, regardless of having a battery or not, how the hell does all that technology come together to the point where you take a look at your screen? This is going to trip you out. You take a look at your screen. You say, okay, if I put it this way, I watch folks that really destroy these phones, like Tech Rex and some other folks on YouTube. I watch them destroy these phones. And the crazy thing is, you see the reality of it. It's just nothing but metal and computer components and things of that nature, chips and batteries and stuff, that makes up the phone. The 1% elite thinking is, how does this technology come together to the point where you see on your screen an image, you see the apps that you press. Who in a mind had thought of a computer program in a computer language to create an app that sells for $1 billion, that for some of y'all don't use it properly because y'all are with the social norm. The social norm is folks that follow a trend and then do the same thing that everybody else is doing, being a slave to the system, almost like the Matrix, where everybody is half humanistic but half machine. We are slowly becoming the age of the machine. We are relying on AI technology. That's not like the movies yet, but it's getting there. But we rely on Siri, Bixby, Cortana, Google Voice, and other type of AI assistants to give us the questions to life, or give us the questions to what we can't answer, what we couldn't do like we used to do back in the day, which was hard research. Look up an encyclopedia or take your ass to a library to actually find an answer that you try to find. While we were relying on AI, which is quick on doing it, by the way, but at the same time not fully efficient to really get the true and tough quick questions. But the thing is, when you turn your phone on, and I tell my bros, I said, this is called magical technology. Because how does everything, when it comes together to be powered on onto a screen that you can touch and you can function? Like I said, I'm a music producer, so I can make music off of my phone. But for the creator that had programmed that music app, how the hell did they come to think on programming another image into another image into another image that you can touch and create sound from? I said it so many times in my earlier podcasts, and I always come back to what I said, that everything is spiritual, and especially with the music, because I still do the DJ shows from time to time. And even I say that music is very spiritual. The reason why everything is spiritual, because nothing is humanistic. Nothing is humanistic, meaning that we as human beings, we think that we had created these great ideas, these great advances, these great buildings, these great technological advances and things of that nature. We think that we the shit with everything, but in truth reality, we're not. We have our main spirit, and at the same time, there are other spirits at play that give us the ideas to create the things that needs to be created, whether it be good or bad. This is the 1% and elite type of thinking. Because when you really look at your phone, and I will say this, if you have another old cell phone next to you, another old smartphone next to you, turn it on. Like, really turn it on. And look at it carefully. And start questioning yourself as to saying, how is this really being powered on? Don't think of the battery and the components that makes it power on. Think of it from a spiritual aspect as to how is this powering on? By what type of, and I hate to use the word sorcery, is this that allows you to get into your personal idol, that most folks will say that their phone is a family member that you gotta plug up every night, that really consumes your time if you own it 24/7. That, to be honest, go back once again, make you desensitized of what is around you. What makes these special devices turn on, including your tablets, including your laptops, anything that runs on the battery or electricity? How does it fully turn on when we see the image? Of course, those of you that hear this, you guys go to great big debate, and especially to the folks that's very knowledgeable into this, y'all go use science about this and everything. But even with science is either spiritual. When you really look at the big aspect as to not understanding that God created everything. But most folks want to refute that with science. But science did the Big Bang Theory. Then how did the Big Bang Theory came to be then? How did science came to be?
Only the creator knows that.